Welcome to the Conscious Leadership Podcast. In this podcast, we discuss the how-to of creating conscious leadership for business, life, and the world. With ordinary people doing extraordinary things and being truly in control of their own health, wealth, and happiness. Knowledge plus action with a plan creates magical results. Introducing your host, Julie Hogbin, author, international speaker, mentor, disruptor, and creator of conscious leadership, and property investor living in the UK. So very recently I've come across a concept of Ikigai. Ikigai being, in general, the purpose for life, the purpose of why we do what we do. What is our Ikigai? We have one. And this started last year, so 2018. This has been recorded 2019, when I did a tour of China and Japan with social entrepreneur and futurist Roger Hamilton. I had been to China before, but I hadn't been to Japan. And when we got to Japan, everything is so beautiful, so specific, so, I'm going to say perfect. So the attention that the people paid to things, like from the raking of the sand or a piece of gravel or a particular cut of a bonsai tree, or how they protect the history of their country. So we went into a temple that is however many years old, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. But over a period of time, they rebuild the temple. So it's not the original temple. It's a newer temple, but it is built in exactly the same way as the original one was built. So when you think about what that means, it creates a culture where none of the old skills get lost. So none of the old skills get lost, and yet they are one of the forefronts as a country with technology and everything that brings. So you walk down a street in Japan and you've got people in absolutely, the most modern clothes walking along the same street as people who are wearing kimonos and, the really old style. So Japan for me, and I'm going to go back, Japan for me was an eye-opener of an experience. The food in the restaurants is so delicately and beautifully presented on small plates, like 4 or 5 small plates with a slightly larger plate. So I come back from Japan. I'd heard about the word Ikigai. I came back from Japan. I bought 2 books. I'm going to do a lot more on this because this has really spoken to me. And in the Western world, we seem to think that Ikigai, or this is what we're being taught, is that everybody has an Ikigai. The French may call it a raison d'etre. Some people find their Ikigai. Some people are constantly looking for their Ikigai. And your Ikigai is basically where you do what you love, you do what you are good at, you do something that you can be paid for, and it also links into what the world needs. Now, in our Western philosophy, what you love and what you're good at cross over and it becomes your passion. And passion actually means you suffer. So think about this. I'm like, woo. What you're good at and what you can be paid for can become your profession. And we can develop the skills to be good at something. What the world needs and what you can be paid for could be called a vocation. And what the world needs and what you love could become a mission. So in the Western world, we're sort of being taught that if you've got your mission, your passion, your profession, and your vocation, you have your Ikigai. And how we're being taught it in the Western world is that we all have an Ikigai, but we have to search for it. It is hidden deep within us. Now, why am I sharing this with you now is because when you're out here in this entrepreneurial world or business world, or you're setting up your business, or you are working for somebody, you're a leader or you're a manager, whatever it is you're doing, if we can work with our purpose, if we can find out what our purpose is, it really serves. So for those of you that have got a job, if you are out there in a job and you hate it, you don't feel good about getting up and going to work. If you don't feel good about getting up and going to work, I expect you probably go sick. I expect you're probably late. I expect you're daydreaming while you're there. I expect there's probably a presenteeism as well as an absenteeism. So if we can find out and work with what we love, what we're passionate about, remember passion is to suffer, so think about what that means. It's so much better for us because we can live our life on purpose. We can live our life with joy. Now, if you look at the meaning of the word Ikigai, it's formed of two symbols. So the Iki means life, and the Gai means value or worth. So this is life worth, life value. That's what Ikigai means. It's our life worth, our life value. I've been doing a lot of reading on this, and having experienced certain things myself, I have been looking for my purpose. I have been being told that I need to have a purpose, one focus, one goal, one main thing. And when you look at the Japanese have the most aged population in the world. They have the greatest percentage of businesses that are over 1,000 years old. When I think the stats say that most business, something like, I don't know, is it 90% of businesses fail 18 months? Part of that is because people don't save up for the tax. But in Japan, and then they can't pay the tax, so they go down. And there's lots of other reasons as well. But in Japan, they have the highest number of businesses that are over 1,000 years old. They have got something right. They have, I met when I was out there, we were in a bonsai garden, and there was a multi-millionaire, earned his money, an elderly gentleman who every day sat and pruned the bonsai trees. The bonsai trees were over 1,000 years old. His view on life was that it was his purpose. What would he do if he didn't work? And his work, because of his purpose and living in Japan and believing in its beliefs and its systems and its processes and everything, he was honouring the bonsai trees by going in every day and clipping them. This was a multimillionaire. So for me with Ikigai, it's about looking at your life and looking at the value that you bring. What is your life value? Now, I've done more reading. There's more to come on this. And what I've thought about, we don't have one purpose. We don't have to do the thing that is our purpose. We don't have to do the thing that is our passion full time. Now think about this. What does this mean? This means that you can have a job that you may not be 100% about, but the job, the income, the business, whatever it is, self-employed, employed, whatever, that's the thing that gives you the money that affords you the recompense to do the thing that might be your Ikigai, so your life value. So giving back, working with charities, donating, going quad biking, going swimming, going on holiday. So there's a big lesson in this for me, as in we don't have to do 100% of the time the thing that is our purpose. That's a huge statement. We can do things that give us the ability, that give us the time, that give us the money to do the thing that we are really passionate about. Because if I did what I wanted to do all of the time, I wouldn't have the money to be able to do it. So I love giving people information that supports them. I love helping people who perhaps can't afford my services to be more, to do more, to learn more. I would give things away free all of the time, but I can't. Because if I do that, I can't live. I don't have enough savings, money, income streams that are passive. Nothing's passive, but I don't have enough of that to be able to do what I really want to do. I don't have enough to travel the world full-time, permanently, which I would love to do, or I'd love to mix it up. So the fact that we can have more than one purpose, more than one passion, more than one thing, and that it's okay to do something we don't particularly always 100% enjoy, that feeds the others. It's absolutely fine. So for those of you that are out there that are being told you have to have your purpose, you have to find your purpose, you have to find your passion, you have to connect all the 4 things together. So as in, you do what you love, you do what you're good at, you do what you can be paid for, and you do what the world needs. That's an ideal situation. So I'm actually saying, what am I saying in this? That actually it's okay for us to be operating in a non-ideal situation. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. As long as we are doing part of the things that we absolutely love some of the time. We're doing all of the things we absolutely love part of the time, however you want to work it. And for me, this is about getting into our plan, getting into our income generating streams, whatever they may be, the transition, the transformation into what we love and what we want to do. It's not a do this one day, do that the next day. I see so many people who have jacked their job in, given up their income stream because they're following their passion, they're following their drive, and they're not earning money. We need money to live. So I hope that this recording, as short as it is, actually provides you that are listening to it, because you're listening to it for a reason, because I'm going to title it Ikigai. It gives you a process, a system, a thought process and a thought system that actually says, oh, okay, I can do this. And if I do this now and I can do that then and I do that then, that will get me to the end result. Plan it, think about it. And I will say, find out what you're passionate about. Find out what you love. Acknowledge what you love. One of the things that I love, and I don't do it often enough, and I'm getting it back into my diary, I love listening to birdsong. Now, to listen to birdsong, I have to get up early in the morning and sit in the garden, or at least have the window open, depending on what the weather's like in the UK, as you can probably imagine. So for me to do that, I don't want to be on a train. I don't want to be travelling first thing in the morning because I want to listen to the birdsong. I want to sit and enjoy it peacefully. For me, that's part of my Ikigai. That's part of my life value. I like travelling. I like seeing the rest of the world. I can't do that all the time. So to do that, A, I have to block it into my diary, and then B, I have to find someone to go with, and then C, I have to earn the money to pay for it. So everything is joint. Everything is joined. Everything joins up. You do one thing and it stops you doing something else that you love, you're probably going to be feeling pretty ungrateful to the thing you're doing because you're not doing the thing you love. Bit of a convoluted one, this one. But really think about it. I'm going to do a lot more on this. I'm going to link this into side income streams. I'm going to link this into running our own business. I'm going to link this into if you've got a job, how you do that. You know, because people that have got jobs that are managing people or leading people, they don't like having the conversation with somebody that's not done something they should have done. But what happens if you don't? Things get worse. Things get worse. You're living even less of your Ikigai because you're putting up with the worstness, just made a word up, you're putting up with the worstness of the thing. So again, going to be doing a lot more on this because it's a concept that we need to, that I would love to translate into Western world and what it really means for us, because Japan is a very different country to us. Fascinating if you ever get the chance to go there. So, end of this recording. Remember, go out there, do one thing that takes you a step further towards your goal and your dream. Thanks for listening to the Conscious Leadership Podcast. You can contact Julie on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and hear me out. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel for how-to videos and more content. And please message Julie to have your questions answered. Until next time, remember, knowledge plus action with a plan creates magical results. See it, say it, write it, believe it, and achieve it.